What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today we talking about a registered nurse scam that's going on all across this country. So we about to get right into it. I'm not even about to hold y'all up. So it says fake RNs, registered nurses. FBI shuts down $100 million nursing scheme that allow over 7,000 people to purchase fake diplomas and transcripts from accredited colleges. Are you serious, right? So if you think about it, it's like put yourself into somebody's shoes of you going to the hospital and they taking care of you, and then a nurse come in and she doing stuff, and you thinking to yourself like, is this person really like equipped to do the job? Do they really have the right credentials to get the job done? Sometimes we question other people. We don't really say it out loud, but we get the questioning like, the way this person moving, I don't think they got their credentials. Like, so just some speculation. But this is an FBI investigation that's going on right now. And obviously, they got the numbers in. So, hey, look, let's get right into it now. All of this information right here that I'm showing y'all, I have not even seen it. So, we are about to dive right into it, raw, uncut. Let's do it.
Was a $114 million scheme where nursing schools based right here in South Florida sold those fake diplomas at $15,000 a pop. Those students would then take that diploma and in some cases obtain nursing jobs without even having the proper training. U.S. Attorney
15,000 a pop. Wow.
for the Southern District, Mackenzie LaPointe, surrounded by federal agents to announce the results of Operation Nightingale, a scheme where fake diplomas and transcripts were sold to thousands of people across the country in order to work as registered nurses. It was a $114 million scheme where
He said $114 million scheme. 15,000 a pop to unqualified nurses, or to unqualified people to become nurses, right? So let's go ahead and get into the next one. This is like this. Oh, I gotta edit this. Let me go ahead and unlock this. All right. So this is a crazy investigation that's going on right now, and for the ones that are out here doing, like for the people that are out here purchasing these credentials, and you don't actually have what it takes and you haven't went to school, you know, it's just it's just mind blowing that people actually is doing it. But this has been happening for decades. Like the rich, they will literally pay for their kids to make it through college, and they didn't have to do anything. They barely even had to show up. So let's get into it. Let's get into it.
morning that federal agents busted this massive crime ring involving fake nurses. It's getting a lot of play. You've probably seen this trending online this morning. Operation Nightingale, a nod to the founder of modern nursing. Investigators saying that they found 25 suspects and alleged that those criminals were selling fake nursing diplomas for 15,000 bucks a pop. Now there are serious questions about how many patients could have been endangered by this and how long this has been going on. Our Kelsey Kernstein live outside of a hospital with what she's learned about this nursing scam. Kelsey?
Well, Adrian, now the question becomes who's the real nurses, who's the fake nurses, and how do we find them? Now, according to these legal documents, it's not exactly clear which facilities they work at, but the DOJ appears to have that information, but it has not been made public. This is quite frightening and upsetting. Now, according to those filings, investigators lay out the type of facility and what state. We know that there's 2 nursing facilities that's listed in Texas. There's 1 in Ohio, but that is all we know as far as these legal documents go. Now, investigators say that 3 accredited nursing schools in South Florida, they sold nearly 8,000 fake nursing degrees. Well, then these participants, they were able to take the National Nursing Board exam and then get a real nursing job as an RN, a licensed nursing practitioner, and a vocational nurse.
There's a likelihood that certainly there's individuals that are working. What I want to make sure that your viewers know is that at no point in time have we learned of or have we uncovered any patient harm stemming from these individuals purportedly practicing right in the healthcare space. A good number of them had a level of medical training, and perhaps that's what they relied on, right, to be able to sit before the board and take the test. Again, only 30% pass. So I think that is indicative, as you mentioned, of how stringent this test is.
We now know that 25 people have been criminally charged across 5 states. Those states include Delaware, New York, New Jersey, Florida, and Texas. The U.S. Inspector General has also issued search warrants across those 5 states. And these accredited universities, these accredited nursing schools, they are now closed. But this comes at a horrific time when there's been a national nursing shortage across the country, when hospitals are desperate to get and keep nurses. We do know that investigators, they are working to find out which working nurses are fake nurses, and it is not clear yet whether they will be charged. Now, this operation is called Nightingale, named after Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing.
So there's a few things I want to drop on y'all right now, right? So one thing you have to understand is, okay, who are they actually picking up and who are they locking up? Because, okay, of course, the person who bought the actual credentials or whatever, they would be in trouble, right? But we got to get to the root of things, you know what I'm saying? So when we're doing that, no, who sold them that information? Who sold them the credentials? That's who you need to go after. You know, you have to go after them. And ain't no telling how many years they've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily saying like in that specific field, but if they've done that for people to become nurses, I'm pretty sure they've done it for people to become I was gonna say police officer, but you ain't really gotta do too much to become a police officer. But, you know, to get any other job higher in rank or whatever, to the point where you have to have your master's degree, any type of degree, that's my issue right there. Are you going for the big fish? Okay, because like you said, there's plenty of people out here that do have the fake nursing credentials. Okay, but one thing you have to understand is, regardless of the fact, and I'm not saying that these nurses are wrong or they're right, but whenever you get a position, they're going to train you on how they're going to train you how to do your job. And that's just that. They're going to train you. They're going to be they're going to be there by your side for a couple weeks, couple days, whatever the case may be. And if you don't feel comfortable doing something, you're going to let somebody else know. And that's just what it is at any job. And then they're going to show you until you get comfortable. So, as far as the people that actually got their credentials illegally, some people are put into a bind to where they can't advance their life unless they do something like this. So I'm not gonna fault them, and because we live in a crazy world, so I'm not gonna fault them for doing that, and I'm not gonna say they were wrong or right. That's just what it is. But they did it, and you know, if they get in trouble, then there's the consequences that they have to live with. So we're gonna be non-biased on this. Let's go to the next clip. Oh, and also, before I go to the next clip, I also want to bring up the fact that the pandemic was right behind us, right? It's literally right behind us. Everything was shut down, and they were crying out for nurses left and right. Oh, we need nurses. Oh, we need nurses. And boom, the nurses showed up. They showed up, and they did what they had to do. Not only that, not only did they do what they have to do, but no one was hurt in the process. So I'm not saying that, I'm not giving them a hand clap, but the job was done, and they're actually still in that field. So they haven't had any complaints, and yeah, one thing. Let's get into it. Next clip. Hit the next clip.
This morning, authorities are warning healthcare facilities nationwide after uncovering a scheme that sold thousands of fake diplomas to people working as nurses.
When we talk about a nurse,
Why this one look like that? Why this one gotta look like that? That's what I'm saying.
This morning, authorities are warning healthcare.
Let me go. Let me go to this, man. Let me go ahead and open this motherfucker up for some reason.
Facilities nationwide after uncovering a scheme that sold thousands of fake diplomas to people working as nurses.
when we talk about a nurse's education and credentials, shortcut is not a word we want to use.
The operation, dubbed Operation Nightingale, uncovered 3 nursing schools based in South Florida, which investigators say sold more than 7,600 fraudulent diplomas for about $15,000 apiece.
We're looking around at $114 million paid for these documents.
The local district attorney says in some cases, students would use the fake diplomas to obtain nursing jobs in other states without proper training.
When we entrust the life of an elderly parent to the staff of an assisted living or skilled nurse facility, the last thing we want to learn is that the nurses administering the medications, the ones charged with carrying out doctor's order, took shortcuts on their clinical training.
Authorities charged 25 people in the scheme across multiple states, including Florida, New York, New Jersey, Texas, and Delaware. Agents say they've identified several facilities where people may currently be working as licensed nurses after obtaining their jobs illegally. Investigators are now working with licensing boards in each state to make sure anyone who got a fraudulent diploma no longer provides care.
To date, we have not learned of nor uncovered any evidence of patient harm stemming from these individuals potentially providing services to patients.
So, have you ever been in a situation to where you had to put a loved one or something like that inside of a nursing home? Well, in certain situations, I've seen family members go into nursing homes, and they went into the nursing homes, actually in decent condition. And as time went by, their health deteriorated. Their health de- their health deteriorated. Their health deteriorated very quickly. So one thing about actually putting someone one thing about putting someone into a nursing home is that you're putting all your trust into these nurses. You're putting all of your trust in knowing that they have the right credentials to get the job done, and knowing that they will be given the proper medication at the proper times, and well taken care of as they should, right? So in my particular situation, I seen someone, that was close to me, actually deteriorate very quickly when they got into a nursing home. So this kind of like struck a nerve when he said what he had to say. Um, he said that no one was hurt or whatever the case may be, but you never know, because a lot of these things are not reported, and a lot of these things are not seen, because these type of situations happen behind closed doors. Now if you guys that are watching have ever been in a particular situation like that, drop it down in the comments. Let me know what actually happened, and how you kind of felt that the situation was kind of messed up, because you're paying a fee to have someone in a nursing home, and knowing that you're paying a fee, you expect, and not only that, you want them to be in the best nursing home available, right? So you put them in the best nursing home, you expect that they're going to get the best care, but you don't really know, okay? You don't know, because when you walk in, there's people smiling, right? There's people smiling in your face or whatever. So you're thinking like, hey, this is a great environment. This is a place where I can actually put my loved one, and I think that this would be a great turnout. But actually, in all actuality, it's a no, okay? Next clip. This one is three South Florida nurses, three South three South Florida nursing schools sold 7,600 fake degrees for 15,000 each.
And now to a crime alert in Miami, where federal authorities announced more than 24 arrests in a ring that sold fake nursing diplomas nationwide. And there are more arrests to come. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live with this developing story. Roy.
Nicole, this was a $114 million scheme where nursing schools based right here in South Florida sold those fake diplomas at $15,000 a pop. Those students would then take that diploma and in some cases obtain nursing jobs without even having the proper training. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District Mackenzie LaPointe surrounded by federal agents to announce the results of Operation Nightingale, a scheme where fake diplomas and transcripts were sold to thousands of people across the country in order to work as registered nurses.
The last thing we want to learn is that the nurses administering the medications, the ones charged with carrying out doctor's order, took shortcuts on their clinical training and used fake nursing diplomas to get their licenses and jobs. Unfortunately, thousands of people have taken these shortcuts.
7,600 that federal agents are aware of. 30% of those who purchased the $15,000 fake diplomas went on to sit for state exams, even passing them.
Use those fake credentials to sit for state board examinations, obtain their nursing licenses, and ultimately get jobs at hospitals.
We learned the 3 nursing schools selling the fake documents were based right here in South Florida. One at the Palm Beach School of Nursing in West Palm Beach, another at the Siena College of Health in Lauderhill, and at Sacred Heart International Institute in Fort Lauderdale.
25 individuals have been charged across multiple states. with wire fraud crimes, including conspiracy.
While agents have already identified several facilities where people may be working as licensed nurses who obtain those jobs illegally, the concern is the safety of the patients being treated by them.
To date,
right.
we have not learned of nor uncovered any evidence of patient harm.
So just imagine, like, just imagine some of these nurses are on TikTok doing videos, this, that, and the third, showing their body, and they just showing like, oh yeah, I'm having a great day at work, with boom, 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 16-hour shift, I'm getting to this money, I'm getting this bag, and it turns out they actually paid for their credentials. Um, this is just mind blowing. But think about this though, right? Think about this. Think about all of the unqualified people that are put in positions who don't even have the credentials in any industry in this world. Okay? It happens so much, okay, that we can't just pinpoint, the nurses. This is happening in every aspect of the this is happening in every aspect of the job game, period. You know, he doesn't have the credentials, but he knows somebody that knows somebody. So that's why he has this position. Okay? Or it could be that type of situation, or it could be another situation to where, hey, I could just pay you off. I could pay you and do this. Or it's a lot of people who have fake credentials saying like, hey, I graduated from this college, I have my master's degree. So it's a lot of people out here faking it, just to make it. But at the same time, like, you got to understand, this stuff can potentially backfire on you. So what are you going to do when it backfires? Do you have another plan? What is your next scheme? Okay, and I'm not telling you to, you know create the next scheme. The thing, you shouldn't even be scheming at all. This is the last one, y'all. This is, ooh, hold on. That was the last one right there. So listen, with that being said, with that being said, uh they on the hunt right now trying to catch these people, these where they're I don't know exactly who they're trying to catch, but if you are a part of this ring or whatever the case may be, I would assume they coming for you. So let me know what y'all think about this video down below, because like I said, I was put into a situation to where I had to send somebody. Well, I didn't have to send nobody to a nursing home, but one of my close family members was put into a nursing home, and after a short amount of time, they ended up passing away in the nursing home. So kind of hit home when I saw this story. So have this type of situation, you know did that type of situation affect you guys also, to the point to where y'all put somebody in a nursing home and their health deteriorated quickly? Let me know down below in the comments. So that's it, YouTube. I'll holler at y'all on the next one.